Okay, so I was just looking on TikTok. I didn't even look very far. For one thing, it is weird. I don't know. My page just gets worse and worse. Like, I go through and it's like mostly ads. It's so, I don't understand what the fuck they're doing. But I saw a few things that really bothered me so much. Man, it feels like there's an eye going across my hair. An eye going across my hair. Hair going across my eye. Oh, which also, I think that Max kid, I think I said his pictures were 08. It's 8. The pictures, the videos that are going around of Max Laughlin, he's 13 years old. And I think in 17, he was 13. But the videos going around are 2016, 2017, 2018. And since they were just being flooded everything, you know, I thought that this kid was a new kid. I didn't know. We're watching these old videos, then to come to find out that the videos, especially this one that keeps going around, was his last video that was ever made. Like, he's totally disappeared. Even when you go and you Google him, he's like scrubbed. So it's trippy. It's like, did they, was he ever real? Was he a CGI person? Did they scrub him? Did they MK Ultra him, take away his memory? Did they threaten him? I mean, it's weird. He even said in the one video, the last one that keeps going around, he said they kill people like me. Now he's disappeared. And we think he just disappeared, but he disappeared in 2016 or no, I think in 2018, but I guess it could have been 26, because his last activity on his Facebook was 2016. So, I don't know. It's, there's trippy shit going on, man. But, anyway, so I wasn't sure. Last night I kept thinking, did I say the dates wrong? But I said them right on my TikTok. You know, there's tons of people who are just like bewildered that are trying to look into this and find him. You know, you would think if he was like a 19-year-old kid now, he would be like, hey guys, I'm over here. I'm over here at MIT. Don't worry, I got you handled. You know, but he's not anywhere on Google. Like, he's just, they're washing him. Just scrub. They just fucking scrub the history. Like, I'm watching them do it. You know, when they started putting on movies like, oh, what happened during this horrible disease? Like, yeah, that's what they show the future and tell them. You know, and then you can watch old movies and you can see how we've been manipulated through that whole scenario. Like, it's just part of what they do. So, anyways, you know, just the weird shit is not going to stop anytime soon. It's going to get weirder and it's going to get worse. And I saw, see, today's trash day and tomorrow's payday. So I'm going to go run into town. I'm even going to get another bottle of water, another big container to fill with water. And having 3 is just, it's too fast. I need to go get more water. Because once it gets down to where you have 1 left, it's like, fuck, man. Shit goes down and I can't even leave my house. Like, fuck, I gotta have more water. And some places, they're restricting their water. Like, there's places that are not, I mean, they are fucking, they're going all in on us. And so, the thing is like I've seen, and this was yesterday, I had seen some of these videos, that there was, there's people breaking down comps and stuff like that, or comms, whatever it's called. And, which is like signs or clues through the alliance kind of movement, through the Q, through Trump, all that. Like, there's people who go in and break down because they're always talking in code, you know, just like I said, you know, when in 2020, when I started listening to him, because I didn't listen to him before, his voice grated on my nerves. It was only once my curiosity was piqued as to why, you know, what's going on here? Why are they lying about this flu? Like, this doesn't make any sense why they're saying this stuff. And so then when I started listening to him, because he was doing updates every single day. And yeah, and he would do press conferences. Like, I was always tuning in to see what he was talking about, because I just knew something was up. And that's where I started seeing, like, oh my God, this guy is so funny. Because when you know, like, what he's saying about, like, when you know about something and then you hear his response, it's like, that's what I would say too. Like, he doesn't play games. He doesn't act like a politician. He acts like one of us. He gets up there and it's like, no, that's some bullshit. Like, I start liking him. And, but when he was talking, he brought up the light bulbs so much. And right there, when he's bringing it up, you know, the media, of course, goes in and, God damn. There's a lot going on, too, with your throat chakras right now. I guess, apparently, with the new moon or the full moon is something about people and their truth and speaking their truth. Like, this can be pretty, this is going to probably affect a lot of people. This part going through this, because it's something that promotes you to speak your truth. It affects your throat chakra and stuff. And it's going to have people fighting and saying mean things. This is a time to really hold your tongue, or, you know, you're going to destroy relationships. It's time to take it into yourself and give it a, you know, think about things. Don't just react, because that is going to be harmful. But some of it has, I mean, it's going to go down the way it's going to go down. It's also necessary. But this is when people are going to be also losing their minds and just saying nonsense. It's going to piss you off. So, you know, you got to know what the source is and where it's coming from. But anyways, so the, what was I going to say? So this is supposed to, the people who've been trying to break these codes or whatever, there's something about, this is our last happy holiday, which, you know, there's not a lot of happiness out there. There's not a lot of people who are just happy. Even people who aren't asleep aren't happy. They're stressed the fuck out. So anyways, but this is supposed to be our last holiday that we get a, and then, and I've seen some other ads and stuff. So the global financial thing, you know, when we're supposed to go on those Joe Bugs or whatever the fuck, but it is really digital. So they're going to, before the end of the year, this is what all these different places are saying. Because it's not just America, you know, they're doing this globally. And that is why the other side, this is what I had heard all the way back in 2020 when Charlie was talking about this so much. And especially last year, he was saying that it's all set up. When they put theirs in, it's going to not shift into theirs. It's supposed to shift into the quantum one, not into their other one. I can't remember what it's called. In the ads and stuff, I was seeing what they were calling it. It's seems like it starts with an F, like, I don't know, Frickle or something. Frickle digital currency or something. I don't know. But anyways, it's their thing. And so it's supposed to switch into the other one. And we can only hope. Like, I hope we don't have to experience anything about that, because it's going to be all that whole thing with the, based on compliancy and stuff like that. So anyways, but there was some other things that I saw too that said this is it. By the end of the year, everything is going to be exposed. Like, we're going to be shifting. And I can't remember all the different things. If it was like stuff that people said about things coming out, or if it was I don't even remember. Everything is just going in like a big old, it's just getting all blended in together. There's just so much. But the, it just has sounded right, the stuff I was saying. But, you know, also we've had a lot of dates come and go that sounded right. Like, sounded like, oh yeah, this for sure. This has got to be it. But, you know, it's more like an alignment with like predictions and stuff of what to expect in 2023. And especially in January, there's a lot of, people are expecting a lot of violence. And then one thing that also goes in line with that is I can't even believe, like, some of this stuff. Like, when you talk about people being stressed and being at the end of their rope, and like, we can't keep going like this. Like, people in Canada who have to go through the government to be seen by the doctor or something, they're not even seeing them. Like, if you are sick, you're not allowed to be seen because of the possibility that you could have the Dovik. Like, that, it's so absurd. I'm telling you, the absurdity is just so outrageous, so ridiculous. So you can't go to the doctor if you're sick. So that is, you know, that's murder. That's what they're going to do. And because people don't know how to take care of themselves, you know, it's one thing if you know how to take care of yourself, then, you know, you're not trying to go. It's the people who don't know how to take care of themselves that are trying to go because they need help. But the system is showing you that they're not there for you, that this was only to screw you over. It was never to help you. And so the universe is giving you an opportunity to see that and to take matters into your own hands. But so many people are just in such a victim mentality that they're just, you know, speaking out about it and talking about it. But that is also part of what we have to have for the truth to be shown and seen. So it all works together. And, but there's so many with Canada. And just like what I said when my daughter went, you know, and she's deathly ill. And she said they didn't do anything. You know, told her to take Tylenol and go home. You have a virus. Oh my God. And so, you know, this is what they're going to do with all the people. It's all set up. And also in that one video thing yesterday, I shared that I want to hear what other people, you know, think of the thing. And other people on TikTok also got the link. Yeah, everybody go watch that video and see what you think, you know, how you're taking it. I'm sure the fuck taking it is that, you know, when they sit there, you're building a house, you know, you got to keep in mind who's building the houses. We're not getting to build them for ourselves. It's like you've got to be an elite person to be able to go in and build your own house now. It used to be required, but now it's like, no, we'll build your house for you. Let us do it. We follow the rules. So all the wiring and stuff. So, you know, when they change it, like this has to go in, you have to have a P317. That's the only kind you can use in the house that was built in 1994. You know, all the fucking shit. So, and just the whole thing with lead paint. Once that comes out, like, when you realize, oh, so lead paint was to protect our houses so they couldn't see in. And right now, they can see directly in, and they can, with their technology, they can track exactly where you are in your house. They can drop a plane on you. Like, oh my God, this world is so, it's just so absurd, this place. The absurdity is that we are so blind to everything going on. And then once you wake up to it, it's like, this is some fucking bullshit. Especially because you can't do anything but sit and watch. It is like you're watching a show, you're watching a movie, and it's hard as fuck. Because as you awaken to your empathy and compassion, it's painful to watch. So, anyways, now I've already started with my skipping around because I've got so many different things. But, so, the, I've got so many, and I can't just skip from one to one because it gets me so confused. Because then, okay, so this weird, it's like I'm sitting here in this glitch in the matrix. Like it's just weird. Like I feel like I've got to just like stay centered in my own reality because it's weird. I don't know, just outside. It's like just looking out the window, it's like that's a whole nother reality out there. And it is a reality full of craziness. And so yesterday, I'm, you know, just doing whatever. Turn on the music. I'm going to stand out, do my stretching. I'm making my tea, dance, whatever. I'm just standing here. And the windows are open. It's early in the morning. It's like, it's so dark, too, for so long. And a lot of people are saying, complaining about this. Like, the sky's weird. The darkness is weird. Like, there's weird shit going on. Because it's all, you know, coming to a head. But so my neighbor, which he is home. So, and because of this, I was like, okay, so he's not sick. Or if he was sick, he's over it. And, you know, maybe he'll go to work today. Maybe yesterday was his first day of not being sick. But I'm still going to go with, like, you know, there's a big possibility because he was working in Seattle that his job ended. And which is going to be good for him because, you know, another thing, what people, the big cities are going to be fucked. And I keep thinking that too. Like San Francisco, Seattle, New York, LA, you know, there's going to be certain places, probably even Atlanta. I mean, there's no telling what places that are going to be impacted the most. There's already places that are in huge shortages. And so many people are sick, and there's shortages on Tylenol, there's shortages on antibiotics, there's all sorts of shit going on. And then the stuff going down where they've turned off the power grid down there with somebody shooting it out, the temperatures are plummeting. They can't keep, it's utter chaos. The people who are down there talking about it's utter chaos because everything is closing down. And that's what they're going to do. The whole national thing is going to be this, to create this chaos. So, but him being home, I kept thinking, well, maybe it's the money thing. The banks are not moving the money around because especially if in the next 2 weeks or something, it's all going down, it's all changing. And it is nonstop with, I get so many emails every day about refinancing my house. Like they're trying to pull us into all this different stuff. Do windows, do solar, do this, do that, just nonstop all day. And and stuff in the mail is just, they're just trying to keep us in their stuff. So anyway, so I'm standing up at the window, and normally, they leave early. Like he leaves normally at like 4:30 in the morning to go to, or 4:15 to drive to Seattle to work. And then she usually leaves like at 8:15, I think. And so anyways, yesterday, so I'm standing there and I open my windows, and all of a sudden, he comes walking past my house with his 2 little girls. He's carrying the 4-year-old and the 6-year-old, or 7. I think she's 6. She could be 7. I'm so off on time. She's walking, carrying her big backpack, so it just stood out because she looked, and she's got an attitude. And so she was looking uncomfortable and like, what, like, I don't want to do this. And he's walking in like snow boots and shorts, and it's real cold, and they're walking past my house. And I was like, well, this is weird. I wonder if it's so frozen that the bus isn't coming down here. Because this motherfucking bus, I'm telling you, I feel like the bus driving around my neighborhood all day long is like just government letting you know, hey, here we are. We're here. We're right in your lives all the time. I swear to God, it feels so intrusive, this fucking bus. And so I was like, okay, well, that's weird. Maybe the bus can't turn or something. Like, it's very strange. So anyways, he walks on by, and I think, okay, well, maybe he's just going down to the next bus stop. He's going to take him, and he'll be back in a minute. And he just didn't come back. He didn't come back. And then I started thinking, well, I must have just missed it. But, strange to be out there, like, walking around so early in shorts and stuff. It's so cold. And so then I just kept being like, man, it just kept being on my mind. Like, I swear I don't think he came back. Like, that's strange. Like, that's strange. And then all of a sudden, like 3 o'clock or something, maybe it was way later in the afternoon. It was like school being overtime. But it was a little early from that, it seemed like. But all of a sudden, they came walking back. Just like how they had went. Only it had been like 7 hours or something. And I was like, how strange. This is so strange. What did he do? Walk up to school and take him to school and sit there with him in his shorts? Like, he looks like he is got his pajamas on. And so I was just like, that is strange. So I was just like, okay, just don't pay attention. Whatever's going on out there in the Matrix, you just don't even worry about it. Like, whatever glitchy shit is happening, it's like, I don't even know what's going on. So then he goes to his gate, goes in, starts his truck, gets in his truck and leaves. Puts them all in the truck and leaves. It's like, why didn't he take the truck earlier? I kept thinking, okay, there's got to be a reasonable explanation. It's got to be that he walked up to, he must have a friend up there, and walked up there, and obviously they weren't working. They were probably doing gaming. Like, can you just sit all day long while your kids are at school and play video games with your friend? I would assume you probably could. So I was thinking, okay, that's got to be it. And then the kids got off, and now he walked back. Why did he walk back, though, and get his truck and then leave again to go? And it's like, okay, well, he must have had to go do something else. Maybe their other cars broke down. Maybe he had to go pick up his wife. I was like, I just can't even with their stuff. It's like, it has nothing to do with me. It doesn't matter. But it just was so strange. And then I just kept being, man, it's just strange out there. Like, I don't know. Things just seem so off and so odd. And, you know, and some of the stories too, like, you know, now there's even more sad stories than besides just like women coming out and talking about, you know, how CPS stole their kids. It's fucking God, man. And you know what? I remember, you know, since I'm older, I remember back in the time, and it seems like it was, like in the late 70s, I swear, because I still seems like I was a child when they started pushing this agenda. But it was for a long time. And they were constantly saying that Black people were the problem because they just would have lots of kids and then they won't go to work. They use the government to pay their bills by doing welfare, and that they won't pay their own way, and that they're a complete burden on society. And I swear to God, they'd find like some news story or something. It seems like there was this Black woman in Chicago, and she had like 12 kids. I don't know. She could have had 14. I don't know. It seemed like she had a lot of kids, and she just kept having them so that she could stay on welfare because she couldn't take care of herself. Well, at some point, you know, she's totally dependent because she has no skills or anything. And at some point, welfare started going, well, we're going to have to teach people skills. But still, it was very limited on what they would do and help you with and stuff. You know, that's not about helping society and getting them, you know, where they can take care of themselves or anything. And, you know, I think for a lot of us, that we were going through our own problems and we weren't thinking about the problems that they are creating for certain people. They make the obstacles so huge that some people, you know, they can't overcome it. And they set these people up to fail. Like, you know, they're putting these people in, they create ghettos. And then what was that kind of housing that they called? I can't think of what that was called. Like, I keep thinking about Candyman because he was murdering inside of the projects. So you know, that is all segregation. That is all oppression. And how hard they make it for anyone to get out of where they place them. You know, well, like we are experiencing that now, but it has been an experience of multiple people for a long time. And, you know, it's gone so far beyond that. Like this woman, this is just so fucking sad. Because she was young. She wasn't even very old when she's telling this. You know, Black people age good. Like, they age fucking good. She could have been 45. I don't know. But she looks 25. But anyways, I don't think she's 25. She's probably closer, like, in her early 30s or something. But so she was poor. And I didn't listen to all the, I think their story had a lot of parts to it or something. But she befriended this white older woman, I think. And I think the woman was older, but she was a white woman. And so she was acting like she was helping this girl. And so she, this poor girl, she would let her kids go to church with this old white lady. And this lady would take them to church. And then she started getting too involved. Like, she started taking them to, she said the mom didn't realize that this lady's taking him and buying him gifts, taking him and prying in information. She's like wanting to get information on these kids while she's buying them ice cream and gifts, right? So the kids start talking about what life is like there or whatever. So this woman starts going to the school and then turning them into CPS and reporting on them and stuff because this woman doesn't have running water because she's too poor. Whatever's going on, she doesn't have running water in her apartment. But her neighbor does. So her kids go over and use that water. So this woman was like, you know, I mean, I was poor. I didn't have running water. And so then they turned me in for that. and CPS came and took my kids. And then she's going through all of these court things. She's jumping through all their hoops. It's just nonstop, hoop after hoop after hoop. She's doing all the stuff that they're asking. Then it was supposed to be the final court date. And they called her and her husband and said that they had outstanding dog tickets. They had outstanding dog tickets that have now gone to a warrant. Oh, what the fuck? What the motherfucking... God, what did I say? These fucking tickets, taxes, licenses, it's all fucking... It's such bullshit, man. Like, somebody is over us to ticket us on our dogs. I've already had that. I got it thrown out of court, but it's some fucking bullshit, man. So, anyways, they call and threaten her and tell her that she's got tickets that have gone to warrant. So, you know, you come to court tomorrow, we're going to arrest you. So she didn't go to court. They were scared. They didn't go to court. Well, that was the final hearing. So they said that the kids were abandoned and took her kids from her. And she can't get them back. They went completely against her human rights, her civil rights. And then they do this all the time. Like, this isn't the first story of this. This is nonstop what they have done to some of these women. Like, they want these fucking little dark kids. They'll steal them in any way they can. It's fucking sick, man. God, I cannot wait for this shit to be goddamn over. Fuck, it's fucking bullshit. And all this sad stuff, man. And, what did I just see? I saw another thing, too, that was just like, oh, my God. Oh, fuck. This is some fucking bullshit. I'm fucking sick of this shit. So, this report is 97% of our military is... Well, we know why 97%, because you had to take it or you had to get out. So all the people that didn't take it now are discharged or whatever. So they aren't considered that anymore. So they are whatever, you know, in their paperwork. They can say they're vets, or they can say that they were discharged against whatever. It's all their fucking bullshit. So anyways, 97% now are, and the whole thing behind this was that the Army has now put out that the military, that we are going to not have a standing military here in a couple of years. Huh. Wonder why. But they'll just go ahead and put that out because, you know, they're fully intent on these people dying. And I don't even remember which thing I saw it about now. So there's something that is inside of, you know, how do any of us know who's got what inside of them? Like, you know, we're in this sci-fi horror movie. So some of us have something inside of us. You know, whatever they're going to do with the wiring, the frequency, whatever they're going to do, supposedly, when this big jolt happens, this big, or supposedly when they just turn it on, I don't know, because I think that it's been on for a while. I just think it's not been turned up all the way. Because you can really tell when they turn it up. And so, I sneeze all the time too. Like, and sneezing is something going up inside your nose and your body's trying to get it out. I sneeze all the time. There's no fucking reason. It's just this airborne shit that they've got, you know. So, anyways, when this turns on, supposedly this is supposed to be something that's going to go down this month as well, is it's going to activate that thing, and it's going to immediately murder a bunch of people. Just immediately. So, I mean, the only thing, you know, that you can, to me, that you can resolve around that is, like, it's so out of our control. There's nothing we can do. You know, and if we're going to have people who are going to pass, it's going to be super hard. It's going to be super sad. You know, people are going to be devastated. And especially in mass quantity like that. And when I swear, I just got to remember, I got to go over this all the time. Like, the people who are going to be leaving, that, you know, we're going to feel sad and stuff, but we got to really get it in our minds. This isn't sad. This is something that is, it's beautiful what's happening, but it's going to feel so sad. You know, I don't want to lose anybody. I mean, nobody wants to lose anybody. And so, you know, and if it's going to be this, you know, huge mass casualty thing where, you know, people are just going to drop right in front of us, you know, people going to be jumping down trying to save, like, I don't know what horror movie shit they've got planned for us. They come up with some pretty horrible things, you know, they're pretty good at that for sure. But I think that, you know, to me, I just got to keep telling myself, like, it seems horrible and devastating and scary, but on the soul level, their souls know. Their souls immediately are going to go, oh, it's not going to be like how we are going to perceive it. The perceiving is going to be the hard part. What's going to happen is not going to be hard on the people it's going to happen to. It's going to be hard on us. It's going to be devastating. And that's the big change, you know. That's what's going to change humanity, is being devastated and a huge amount of loss, and realizing the, you know, the importance of so many things that people have lost sight of, you know. And one thing, you know, there is a lot more people who are realizing too that this awakening is because people's souls have been turned off. Like, they're totally doing this on purpose. And, you know, and people are so cut off from themselves, they don't even realize anything's being done to them. They're so lost in the game. And so anyways, I feel like we're so close. I think so close to whatever it is that's going to go on. I see people who, you know, they say, like, I've never posted before, but I got to say, like, you know, something is weird is happening. And a lot of them will say something weird that's happening around them or something. And then they'll start talking about, like, the weird feeling that they have. And a lot of people with their weird dreams and stuff. And so, I don't know. I just saw this other guy on TikTok who I watch a lot. He's definitely a doomsdayer. But he also is spiritual, but he's definitely, there's a lot of spiritual people who, you know, don't see that there is something growing inside the debris. Like, the debris has to be knocked away so we can see what's growing inside. But what's growing inside is going to be beautiful. And so there's a lot of people who don't understand that. They just think, like, you know, this is the end and all that. And it's going to be the end for some people. So it's going to be really chaotic. So it's going to be very challenging when this all goes down. And but it really, you know, since we're getting so close to this whole thing, it was really giving me a hope about the money thing as being what is going to be the big devastating thing that's going to wake people up. But I think, though, that they're getting it really, really set up for this this frequency thing, whatever is going to go down. Like, I think that's why they put certain things in people, like why they're not stopping with raining it down on us. And I don't know if they, you know, are they still, you know, guarding some realms, and then when you try and exit, they're just, you know, shuffling you in a certain place, trying to keep the reincarnation recycle going, because it's so strange as why they're going down, why they feel they need to take so many of us with them. Why wouldn't you just want to relieve all of your karmic debt and tell the truth and let people, you know, start healing and preparing for what's to come? Because the, you know, the change, the reset, the changing of the, you know, that whole thing has to occur. So, and, you know, apparently it's going to be super intense because, I mean, we got some planets like knocking at our back door. So there's, you know, and the earth is saying, hey, you know, they've got volcanoes, and there's a lot of people who are expecting there's something too. And people's videos are being taken down, even bringing this up. So I'll say it in 2 separate words because it's a stone of yellow. And anybody who's talking about it right now, their stuff's being removed. And I would assume that probably they're heavily, heavily trying to bomb that again like they were. They could have possibly never even stopped. They could still be doing the same thing with La Palma. You know, and are they doing it from satellites? Are they doing it from underground? I don't know. But there are certain things talking about that stuff that are being silenced. And that is always suspicious to me. So, you know, everything that gets silenced in there, it's just is so strange how they're just so actively wanting to take so many of us out, which, you know, that is already been done. So it's already done. So it has to play out that way. So it's just my curiosity is just, you know, why is it because it played out that way that it has to play out that way? Or is it for some sort of purpose because it's way less people that are going into the new age to prepare it? Because I do think a lot of people who are going into the new age are going to have to be super strong in their... I mean, we're creating a new world is a thing. So, you know, like for where I'm at in my healing and my awareness and stuff like that, like I'm all set up for it. I'm ready. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like I can start, you do this, you do that, we'll do this. You know, like I see it like all in my head. I have no doubts about it. And people who are confused and stuff, like, you know, they get an opportunity to heal, but I feel pretty certain you have to be, but we have all of this gray area to go through, all of this possibility of healing. All I'm saying is that a lot of times you get into your healing and you think, oh, I'm all done, I'm so good, and you know, maybe you keep away from every single trigger so that you don't realize that you still have a lot of raw material inside of you that you need to purge out. And so you can go, you know, for months, years in protective mode, like, and then keeping away from all triggers. You gotta, you know, you want to allow the triggers in. You don't want to block yourself and hide from triggers. Like even with, if your parents are very triggering to you, that is stuff you need to heal. Oh, I see so many people that just think the smartest thing to do is just cut all these people out of their lives. People are just cutting people out of their lives, cutting people out of their lives. Which, you know, there can be such toxic people around you that you do need to stand up for yourself and be like, well, you know, I'm just not going to go around that, you know. So, but there seems to be another part of that where it isn't just like, you know, oh, those people, they all, whatever, I'm not going to be around that. I don't feel respected or whatever. It's not like that. It's much more of like, I finally can say my parents are blah, blah, blah. I hate them. I will never speak to them again and all this stuff. Like, that's not healing. That is not healing. And, you know, and how I said how they've like made it clear to me that both sides of you, who's coming from you and who you're coming from, you have a deeper connection in the growth. Like there's a reason why you each hold a certain part. So, and people have got to realize, like, people are not hurting you because they're mean. They're hurting you because they're damaged. They've got issues. We all have to heal together. You can heal with the people. You have to learn how to set boundaries. You have to learn how to use discernment, which is your spidey sense, to pick up. Like, is somebody, you know, like if you have a really toxic mom, you know, so and a lot of people do. And a lot of people, you know, can have any kind of mom and it's toxic to them. So, you know, there's a lot going on here. But so you have a really toxic mom who just says some bullshit to you all the time. It always makes you feel put down and stuff. So you have to recognize when she starts getting into that kind of thing, that you need to protect yourself. You know, you don't have to be rude and be like, God, you're such a stupid bitch. I knew you were going to say that. No, you just be like, okay, well, you know, I got to go. This is really, right now I'm feeling really triggered. You're talking to me in a certain way that is really bringing up a lot. And she's probably talking like she's been talked to. And so something in her is being brought up, and she needs to also resolve what's going on inside of her. Like, not everything you have to resolve with the person, but you have to be honest. And it's not honest to, you know, call people names and say stuff. It's honest to be vulnerable and to tell what you're going through. Like, I'm really feeling super triggered right now, and I don't want to fight with you. I want to have a healthy relationship with you. And so, you know, I want to be able to talk, you know, and it may go south a bunch of times. It may be a huge challenge, but whatever you can do in that whole scenario is going to benefit you. It's going to benefit your healing. You're going to see yourself as a better person. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're not going to be holding on to anger and resentment, having to keep that alive. Instead, you're going to be able to hold on to like, oh my gosh, you know, I really do try hard. I really do. I really am a loving person. I really do care about people. Like, that is what you're looking for to feel inside of yourself. Not that, oh, fuck them, oh, fuck them. You know, that's not going to make you feel good inside yourself. You're going to feel like shit. And then you're going to go around showing what's inside of you. And you're going to be put people off from wanting to be around you. And then you're going to think it's them. You know, but everything is about you learning how to take responsibility for yourself and being aware of yourself, seeing yourself, having healthier relationships. That's how what we're moving into is this healthier state of being in our relationships. That's, you know, that's what everything is happening for, is for an improvement on your life, on your attitude, on your existence, your relationships. Everything is happening so that we can, you know, break free from this debris that is mutated us into this like perverse, angry, bitter, controllable, ignorant, blind, dependent, all these things that we have all participated in this system as. You know, we've all used those things to live our lives. And it is time for us to break free from that. And, you know, and it's difficult to do. So that's why it's so slow and long going, and, you know, little by little and little bit, people wake up here, little they wake up there, because it is such a process to understand. Like, it's crazy, you know, when you start waking up to this world was never what you thought it was. You are never who you thought you were. People are never who you thought they were. Like, it's a lot to start, you know, coming into terms with, you know, to process this world. So, and a lot of people, you know, it's very difficult, because you got to remember, this is consciousness. This is energy. This is energetic beings that are going through an experience. And I think most of them don't remember what they're doing, that they're in this experience, and they're supposed to remember that everything is blocking them from their own memory, which keeps them trapped and frustrated. And so that's what I talk about, the challenge of the game, because you have an internal, you have like a homing device inside of you that is beeping, and it is like you have to find that connection. But, you know, again, you've got all these distractions to keep you focused on everything outside of you, but you got to take that time to connect what's inside of you. And then everything starts just kind of rolling out. Like, you just start, everything just starts rolling out and taking you in a new direction, like a new path. And you start seeing it different. You start understanding things differently. It really, really changes the game. And there was something else I just seen. Oh, this is another thing too I've seen a lot, and this is trippy. And this is, I think, one of them. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. This one was a woman, and she was talking about her 4-year-old. And she was saying, is there any more of you guys that are talking to your kids and they're saying a lot of weird stuff? And so she started talking about the conversations with her little 4-year-old, that her 4-year-old started saying a bunch of stuff. I can't even remember all the stuff. The main thing that I remember her saying was that, oh, what was that? Like something about to her mom. I don't know why it makes me think it was like, we'll be out, we're going to all live in a field. No, I don't. It was something like, so she said several things to her mom over these days where her mom kept going like, why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? But this one was, that, and she keeps saying that the people don't see yet. The people don't see yet. And that something is going to happen. And then we're all going to see. And then everybody is going to see. And the mom was like, well, so when is this supposed to happen? And she goes, by Christmas. So that was another one. You know, this little 4-year-old's telling her mom, like, all sorts of weird shit, like real super spiritual stuff like that. There's definitely kids here who, I mean, my daughter keeps sending me little videos of my new grandchild. I can't even believe, like, how much, I guess in the first month, they really do change, you know, their whole faces change and stuff. But, oh my God, he's sitting there looking at her and laughing. And it's like, oh my gosh, they just seem so advanced. And I said, oh, when she sent me one, I was like, oh my gosh, he seems like he's changed so much in just a couple of weeks. He's already so grown. And she said, yeah, it's crazy. He's so smart. He's so alert. That is the difference. These kids are coming in different. They're not coming in with the same kind of blindfold, the same veils. It's a new game that they're coming in to play. They're coming in to help us with the new game. But they are coming in not blind to what is happening. See, that was part of the old game. So the kids coming in now, they're ready for the new game. But that was another one that gave me this idea that there's going to be some significant things that are going to happen here pretty quick. Because that little girl said to her mom that we're all going to see. Because she kept saying it like the different stuff she would say. She'd say, yeah, but people just don't see yet. Yeah, but people don't know that yet. And her mom kept going like, well, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So whatever it is, you know, I think it could be at any time. But so tomorrow I am going to go. I got to go get Stella a bunch more. I'm going to go get another 7-pack. She's down to the end of that. But yesterday she barely took any medicine, you know. So I'm hoping for improvement right there. But last time I said she's doing so much better, then it just was right back to just whining all day. So we'll see. But I'm going to go tomorrow and get some water, go to the weed store, get that stuff, and get, you know, situated and prepared. Like, I ordered more wood from the wood guy, you know, and my car has got gas in it. It's like, I've got food. I'm going to grab a couple more things of food, like some more cans of tuna fish, and I might get a peanut butter or something. But you just, I think it's got to be, you got to have some high protein stuff for if you have no power, no way to cook. And another thing, even though I've seen a lot of stuff about we don't want to be using aluminum, of course, like the stuff with the aluminum, the implants, the root canals, the fillings, it's like, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm even functioning. So, the tinfoil, I have a bunch of potatoes and carrots and onions. I was like, well, you know, I could build a fire and do tinfoil vegetables and just put them in the thing. So, like, you can come up with different ways of cooking stuff and making stuff. But still, like, if you're completely dependent on having certain things to cook and then there's no way to cook, then, you know, you're going to be screwed. I think that's what that certain kind of food, the savior food, I don't know what it's called, the stuff to prep food or whatever. I think a lot of it is freeze dried. So all you have to do is get some water and add water to have food. So people who have that, you know, Walmart was selling tons of that. Like, it's all around us. Everything is around us, showing us what we need to be ready for and prepared for, because it's all coming. And, you know, I don't know. I just feel like it's quite possible that, it's going to be by Christmas. But then that one woman said she was doing some sort of comms about these breakdowns. I don't even know which things she was even talking about. But she was saying, so we already had this one, this holiday. And so I don't even remember which one she was saying. Maybe it was Labor Day and then Thanksgiving and then Christmas. I don't even know, because I don't know all these different posts, these Q posts and stuff like that. I don't know what they all say. Like, there's people out there, though, who really break it down, and they spend all that time talking. That was fun in 2020, listening to them. And then when I would bring it up, like how cool it was, and people were like, oh my God, those people are extremists, all right, crazy, and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't think so. They seem pretty damn smart. Like, there's professors, there's military, there's journalists. Like, these people are not a bunch of, nobody would believe me. They just thought I was completely whacked. But no, I was sitting around watching intelligent people talk about these clues that are before them and trying to break down these clues. So anyways, as a clue, something about Christmas, anyways, I saw a bunch of things to make me think like shit is going to be going down before the end of the year. So, you know, we prepare and then sit back. We prepare, sit back, over and over and over. But one of these prepares is going to lead us to something. And it is, you know, I don't know, it's kind of spooky. Like, it builds up. There's just more things. It could be this. It could be this. It's like, oh my God, just hurry up and get it over with. Like, I just want to get it over with. So anyways, you know, we'll see. But today, yeah, I guess apparently try to, you know, stay a lot more focused on how you're feeling and don't argue with people, and stay away from people who are going, because there's people who have no awareness of anything, are just so triggered by everything. They're just going around angry, don't realize that there's an artificial thing that is creating this anxiety inside of you, that we have cycles going on that is creating all this anxiety. And even yesterday, I was thinking about some kind of thing I was feeling. I was like, you know what? It makes no sense. Like, I would be feeling this. And how much of this stuff are we picking up from other people? And that is also a part of why they have us all the time jam-packed on top of each other in neighborhoods, is to keep us, you know, trapped by other people's power and wiring, and then also our own energy, because they're manipulating all the energy. They know what they're doing, and they're just doing a lot of manipulation of energy. And you know, but that's where you got to pull free and go, hey, I'm my own energy. You don't get any part of it. So that's sovereignty. And then you know, to know we have human rights that they can't interfere with. And as long as they keep continuing to trick people and going against their human rights, but that is what's to come, is that flip around. You went against someone's rights, there's a repercussion to come. There's consequences. We're going to go into the consequences phase soon, I think. So anyways, the truth, though, is going to continue to be outrageous, absurd, irritating, hard to watch, hard to listen to people. Like, I've started, like, I can't even go and listen to Mr. Ballin. I can't listen to that chapter. Yesterday, I was, like, trying to find something to watch, and, you know, it's just, all this stuff is just, like, so irritating. It's like, man, I don't know. But the irritation building, and then it's going to explode. Everybody's irritation is building. It's creating that. And who knows, this irritation can be like, maybe we're going to open the firmament, it's going to come in. Like, I still don't know. Like, it's not what I feel on my inside, but, you know, anything can happen. And there's certainly a lot of people who do think that this is the separation between good and evil, which even if that is, I don't know. I seriously, we just, all we can do is wait and see and have your faith inside of you that everything is going to be okay and nothing can really affect you. And I'm telling you, I really think it's important to remember that all of the trauma and tragedy that we witness, that it feels like that to us. But the more that we can pull free from those feelings and really, get centered into our understanding, the more we won't be affected. And, that's a lot of talk. I sure don't want to have to, deal. I mean, I don't want to do it. Anything happens, I'll probably just be on here bawling and crawling up into a little ball somewhere. So, I don't know. It's easy to say stuff, but it's hard to live it. And this is one of those things, we got to keep pulling ourselves out of save yourself and be aware of what saving you need, and then be prepared to save yourself. And a lot of it is going to be emotionally and spiritually, because that's the attack that we're under. It's above what a lot of people's understanding is. So, but we're also being attacked on the physical. Like it's crazy how many people are so sick. There's so much sickness right now, and the medical is cutting them off, and it's all coming up. It's all coming to a head. It's all going down. So, anyways, stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.